Good morning to you all. Now we are familiar to the term chemical reaction, and we know that all the chemical changes are considered as chemical reactions. On the basis of this, we can define the term chemical reaction as the process in which two or more substances combine together to form new substances, or decomposition of one substance to form new substances is known as chemical change. There are some features, special features which characterize a chemical reaction and are called characteristics of chemical reactions. So, if any one of these features is present or observed, then we boldly say that the change taken place is a chemical reaction. Now I am going to explain one by one. First, evolution of gas. First, evolution of gas. It means if there is a gas evolved during a change, then we say that the process is a chemical reaction. For example, when a metal, suppose Zn, is treated with any acid like hydrochloric acid, we find that ZnCl2 zinc chloride and a gas hydrogen is evolved. The evolution of gas can be checked by placing a burning stick near the mouth of the test tube. When we place a burning stick, the gas burns with pop music. This pop sound tells us that a gas is evolved, that it has hydrogen. So it is a characteristic of chemical reaction. Second, change in color. If there is a change in the substances during a change, if there is a change in the color of the substances during a change, then we can say that the change is a chemical reaction. Change in color. For example, when we take copper sulfate in a test tube or add iron pieces in it, we find that the color changes to blue to green, and a red brown deposit is also obtained. Copper sulfate, the color of copper sulfate is blue when we add iron pieces in the solution, aqueous solution of copper sulfate. The color changes to green due to formation of iron sulfate, ferrous sulfate, and the copper metal gets deposited as red brown color. So it also, this feature, that is change in color, also characterizes a chemical reaction. Formation of precipitate. A insoluble substance obtained formed during a change is called precipitate. If there is the formation of precipitate, then the change will be a chemical reaction. When a sodium sulfate, aqueous solution of sodium sulfate is added to aqueous solution of barium chloride, white precipitate of barium sulfate is obtained. And sodium chloride is obtained as solution. So it also characterizes a chemical reaction. So we can say that if insoluble substance product is obtained during a change, then that change will be a chemical change. Now there is change in the state of these substances. Change in state means here physical state. For example, when hydrogen and oxygen react together, we get water. Very familiar reaction. Hydrogen gas reacts with oxygen to form water. Here we find that hydrogen and oxygen both are in gaseous state, and water, the product obtained, is a liquid. So change in the physical state of the substances also characterizes a chemical reaction. The last one is change in temperature. During a chemical reaction, temperature of the system changes. The change may be of two types, either heat is evolved or heat is absorbed. So, if there is a change in temperature, then that change will be a chemical reaction. For example, when we take quicklime, calcium oxide, and add some water in it, we get calcium hydroxide, that is slacked lime, as a product, and a lot of heat is evolved. This solution, the mixture, becomes very hot. In this reaction, heat is evolved. So this reaction is also known as exothermic reaction. On the other hand, when we heat calcium carbonate, we get calcium oxide and carbon dioxide as a product. Here we have to supply heat. We have to supply heat to this chemical substance calcium carbonate to decompose it in order to obtain quicklime and carbon dioxide. Since heat is required here, so this reaction is called endothermic reaction. These are the characteristics of a chemical reaction, and now we are able to recognize that whether a change taken place is physical or chemical. Thanks.